Hey, what's up everyone? Danny Lightning back with another CSR2 video, and today we're going to take a look at what it took to get through Legends Never Die. That's the hardest Legends thing. So we're going to take a look at how many parts I have installed on each car. Now, first off, I locked in the Mustang Boss 302, and at the time I did not have any Elite Customs upgrades on this car. So this car was basically completely bone stock as far as the Elite Customs upgrades, but it had all of the fusion parts in it. The car was running roughly a 12.4 something. And if you buy this car, fill it up with fusions, you're good to go. Okay, this car is good to go as long as you fill it up with fusions. You don't actually need any of the Elite Customs upgrades on this car. Currently, this one has a bunch, but it didn't need them, okay? I actually had two of these. I beat it with the one that I stripped that was completely bone stock, so I would have showed you that one, but I already stripped it. It was already locked into the event from months ago, and as soon as I kept trying to strip it and it wouldn't let me, and I'm like, man, that sucks. But as soon as I finished the event, I was able to strip it since the car was no longer locked into something. Anyways, I definitely suggest using the Mustang Boss 302, all right, without any of the Elite Customs upgrades. And if you do put Elite Customs upgrades on this thing, it's going to run through even better. I don't think any of my cars, except for one, had Elite Customs upgrades, to tell you the truth, when I finished this, so they were all non-Elite Customs cars. All right, let's move on to the next car. Alright, so this is one of the cars that I locked in, the Corvette ZR1. Alright, this car does not have any Elite Customs upgrades on it at all. So let's go look at the parts installed, okay? Let's look at how many Stage 6 parts we have, and then we're going to check out the fusion. So we're going to start with the engine. We're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, I hardly have any Stage 6 parts on this car. Alright, so I've got a Stage 6 nitrous transmission, and that's it. I've only got 2 Stage 6 parts on this car, and this car made it through Legends Never Die, no problem, with only 2 Stage 6 parts. Now remember, some Stage 6 parts do a lot more than others, so you may or may not get through with only 2, depending on which Stage 6 parts you get, but it will kind of give you an idea. I've got 45 out of 59 fusions, so this is actually a really good choice for Legends Never Die or any of the Legends races, because I don't really have that much parts in this thing, and it made it through no problem. I'm actually surprised that's all the parts I have in it, to tell you the truth. I was expecting to see more parts. I was expecting to see more Stage 6 parts. That's very surprising. Alright, so let's move on to the next car that I used. Alright, so the Lamborghini Countach, they force you guys to lock this in for the race number, for the first lock-in of Legends Never Die. Okay? So, let's see what we got on this one. Let's go to upgrades. One day, I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and one day, Donna dropped me a Stage 6 part out of a bronze crate for this car, and I was finally able to beat Legends Never Die. So, I am missing the nitrous. I've got all but one Stage 6 part installed on this car. Okay? And there's no Elite... I don't have any Elite Customs upgrades installed on this, I don't think. I know for a fact I did not when I beat the race. So you don't need the Elite Customs. It can definitely help you get a little faster by adding some extra fusion slots, but... Alright? You're going to need almost every Stage 6 part for this car to make it through Legends Never Die, which... that makes it rough, okay? That makes it rough. So you're gonna... This is the car that held me back for months and months and months. I do have 53 out of 68 parts. Alright, as far as Lamborghinis though go, you can always buy and strip Lamborghinis from the dealership and get fusion parts. The hard part is getting the Stage 6 parts you need to make this car fast enough, so... I felt like about 6, 7, 8 months I was stuck on that. I'm not really sure, but finally Donna dropped me that last part. I was able to finish it. So unfortunately this car is going to need to be almost maxed out to make it through, and they do force you to run this car on Legends Never Die. The other Legends races that become before Legends Never Die, you can actually use whatever car you want. No big deal. All right, I do have some videos in my Boss slash Legends playlist or something. It might just be a Legends playlist. I don't know. I got a bunch of different playlists. Make sure you guys check those out, okay? Lots of really awesome stuff in there. Make sure you check out the link in my video's descriptions. I got a lot of awesome stuff in there too. Lots of great stuff in the links that you'll see in this video. Like a chart of how fast every car in the game is, all the boss times, all kinds of stuff. Alright, the Ford GT40 Mark II. Well, we got all these Ford events going around that pop up the last couple days of each season, so I was able to max this car out completely from the Ford events. And at the time, I did not have any of the Elite Customs upgrades on this car. I do now, but I didn't need them, but I did not have them at the time. So I haven't added any extra fusions. I haven't actually added any stage 6 parts or anything because this car was 100% maxed out at the time that I did it. So it had all of the stage 6 parts and all of the fusions without the Elite Customs upgrade. So I don't even need to go and show you because this car already had everything it could fit on it, okay? Alright, let's see. Is there another car that I used? Let me go check. I don't even remember how many cars we've even looked at so far. Okay, the 250 GTO. Again, I didn't have any Elite Custom parts installed on this car when I made it through Legends Never Die. Alright, let's go see what we got inside of this one right now. Let's see how many stage 6 parts we have. So I'm missing I'm missing 2 stage 6 parts on this car. So you are going to need to have the majority of the parts on this car. Okay, I don't have any Elite Custom upgrades on this one at all. Let's see how many fusions I have inside of this car. So everybody, alright, if you're doing Legends Never Die or any of the Legends races, be prepared to get stuck. Everybody gets stuck for a while, okay? You just have to wait till you get more parts for these cars, which there's no good way to make that happen. Alright, you just have to wait until you can get these things because they don't make it easy. Alright? So I've got 41 out of 45 parts installed on this. So I'm very, very close to having all the fusions, alright? And that pretty much wraps up the cars that I used. Now, when you lock in a car to Legends Never Die, it should kind of look at the car's dyno time, what time that car is capable of running, and it should adjust to that. So it doesn't really matter which cars you lock in and which order. I did make a list of recommended cars to lock in because some of them are a lot easier to get parts for than others. That's why I locked in the specific cars that I did. A lot of these other Legends cars are really, really, really hard to get parts for. For example, the Honda NSXR. Getting Honda parts is a nightmare. That's probably one of the worst choices to lock in if you're short on parts because, man, they don't make it easy to get parts for that thing, okay? The Shelby, whatever that little Shelby is, the Shelby Cobra, I think it is. That little guy, extremely hard to get parts for, okay? Good luck getting Shelby parts. I would not lock that car in. Alright, so if you look at my guide that I made a while ago, it's in that playlist for the Tempest stuff. It'll explain which cars I think are the best for you guys to lock in. And which ones to use as alternatives. Like, for example, a while ago, we would have never recommended to lock in the Ford GT Ford GT40 Mark II. That would have never been recommended. But now that these Ford events are up, that one Ford event, if you can get through it, it gives you almost all the parts you need to max that thing out. So it's actually going to be a really good car to lock in for that reason. Most people say to use like the 300 SL and whatever that other little tier 2 car is. Now, like, yeah, the Shelby Cobra, going to be crazy hard to get parts for this car, okay? I would not lock that one in. Let me find the cars. Yeah, the 300 SL, that's one that's recommended. The DB5 is recommended, okay? Now, if you've got something else, like a better car that's maxed out, use one of those instead. But the DB5 and the 300 SL, I guess these two are easier to get parts for. Still not easy to get parts for, but I mean, Aston Martin, you can buy and strip those to get parts. All right, there is a Aston Martin Vanquish you can buy in the dealership to get parts. Now the Mercedes, though, there's no real easy way to get parts for your Mercedes. So in my opinion, you're a lot better off using like the Ford GT Mark 40. I can't say that today. You know what I'm talking about. You're better off using that than this because the Ford events give you all those Ford parts. So anyways, I think that pretty much wraps up my video on what I used for the Tempest races. Later this week, I should get a video out on the fastest cars in each tier. And always remember that does change. They're constantly adding new cars to the game, and that actually changes which cars are the fastest. So I might try and start making one of those every couple of months or something. But anyways, I will catch you guys later. Hope you liked this video. Peace out, yo.